everyone knows what abracadabra means, right? Well, actually nobody really knows what it means, but we do know that it has something to do with magic. Today I'm going to teach you how to do card tricks. Card tricks are pretty simple. They're really fun because cards come in many shapes and sizes, and you can get them for like 99 cents, and you can do some really impressive things with them. I've been doing these card tricks for a while now. They're pretty simple. Like, it took me about an hour to get them down so I could do them very well and show them off to all my friends. I'm going to be teaching you two card tricks, as I said before. One is a little bit more complex than the other. It involves doing double lifting and forcing a card, which is actually how many people do magic. You actually know the person's card before they even get it, which is quite weird, but I'll show you how to do it. First card trick that I'll be doing is my favorite one, and you start out, you just shuffle the cards a little bit, get them nice in your hand, then you show them to the people, prove to them that they're all real. They're all real, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. So, do a couple more shuffles if you feel like it. Get all nice and squared up. Okay. Now, I'm going to ask her to tell me when to stop. I'm going to go through these card deck like this. It's pretty simple. You just fan through them. So, tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. Now, here's your card. I'll show the camera there. You see it? Okay. Now we're going to take, you can put it back in here whenever you want. Good?
Yeah.
Okay. Square it up a little bit. And we'll take and shuffle them. Okay. Should be good, right? Like good? Okay. And you can take and shuffle these any way you want, but I just prefer to go hand over hand. It makes it a lot easier and doesn't take very much time at all. Okay, so now I'm going to go through these card tricks, or cards, and lay them down. And when your card comes up, don't make any movement towards it, just watch it go by, and I'll let you know if it does. Okay?
Right. Okay.
So, here we go. Okay, I bet you that this next card that I flip over will be your card, okay?
Alright.
Okay. So, is this your card?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so this next trick that I'll be doing is a little bit more complicated. So, it's done the same way. You fan through the cards, ask them if they're all real. So, all good?
Yeah.
Yep, okay. So, now I'll take and go through them. You tell me when to say, tell me when to stop, and you can get your card, okay?
Stop.
Okay, so here's your card. Now we'll put it back in here, just put it down, and we'll shuffle these a little bit. And may have to shuffle them quite a bit for this one. I'll explain later why, but yeah, you just shuffle them as much as you want, as much as you can, so very good. Okay, so now she's just looking. These are all cards are the right way, right? They're all right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now this one, I'll actually make your card appear face up in this deck, okay? So I start by going like this. Is this your card? This is not her card. Okay, so is this your card?
No.
So now we take this first card that was on the top, I'll put it back in the inside of the deck, and take and shuffle them. Now, they have the top and the bottom all correct, right? Okay, nothing changed. Now, I will go through them, and your card will be face up, just like I said, okay?
Okay.
So I'll go through them. And is that your card?
Yeah.
So there's your card. So now I'll be explaining exactly how I did the first trick so you can do it to your friends and I'll be zooming the camera in so you can just see my hands and you'll see all the movements and stuff without having to go through it. So I'll go through it slowly and explain all the steps to it. So starting out, I start shuffling them, and I need to get the card that I want to give the person I'm doing the trick to. And in order to do that, you just shuffle the deck. So starting this trick, you have to figure out what card you want to give them. So right now, I'm kind of shuffling them like this. You can just see I'm slicing them. The easiest way to do that is you pull down, push up, and I see a 9 of diamonds. 9 of diamonds is the card I'm going to give the person that I'm doing the trick to. Now, in order to do that, I have to do something called sleight of hand or force a card. It's really simple. I'll show you how to do it. So they say proceed with the trick where I'm telling them I'm going to go through the cards, and when they say stop, I'll stop, and that's where the card will be, okay? So I'm going through the cards and they say stop. I quickly grab the cards and pull up. Well, when I pull up, I drop the 9 of diamonds right where I want it, like right in my hand. Now when I go like this and I give them their card, they get the 9 of diamonds. So technically I already know what their card is going to be before they even get it, and that's pretty much how you do every single trick. Now that I know that it's going to be the 9 of diamonds, I can put that card anywhere in the deck and it doesn't really matter. And the ending where I flip over the cards is not really necessary, but it makes a more dramatic effect because they have no idea that you know their cards. So when you're flipping them over, you can show that you don't know where they are. When you go through them, you can make a bet with people where when their card comes up, if they don't move towards it, you can go right over top of it. So now I've laid 4 cards over top of the 9 of diamonds. It's out of their minds, so when you pick up this card in your hand, you say, I bet you that the next card that I flip over will be your card. And they are going to think you are flipping over the one in your hand, but you said the next card that I flip over, not this card. So when they say okay, or they bet you, or whatever you want, you put this card back in your hand, and you go through the deck and you find their card and you flip it over, and most of the time they will be amazed that you knew their card and that you got it right, and sometimes they're even shocked that you actually caught them on this next card that I flip over. So that's how you do the first trick. Now, the second trick is a little bit more complicated because it involves something called double lifting, which I'll show you when I get to it. You're going to start out the same way, find the card you want to give them. This time I'm going to do the 8 of spades. Now I can go through the same way, give them their card. Here's the 8 of spades. I put it back in the deck wherever, shuffle a little bit, and I told you that I shuffled a lot the last time, which you usually have to shuffle a lot because it's really hard to get the card where you want it. You want to get their card back on the top. Now, I did it in 2 shuffles because I knew where the card was, but if you don't know where the card is because they slip it back in the deck, you might have to shuffle a little bit more. And the trick is you have to get the card on the top, because, and what you see here is the second part of the trick is where you're going to say that I'm going to make your card appear face up. So you go and flip their card. Well, I just flipped that card. Well, where did that card come from? This card is actually the second card. You see that I have flipped 2 cards instead of just 1. So I show them this card and I'm like, is this your card? They say no. Well then, this card, is this your card? They say no. So then I discard this one and they're like, oh okay, you just discarded the one that's on the top, that's it. And then you take and shuffle them. You kind of just put them on top of each other and flip it over. Now you can prove to them that I haven't changed the deck at all. I just moved top cards to make it kind of like you made it seem like you were doing something and you actually were putting their card in upside down. Now when I go through the cards, you will see that their card, the 8 of spades, is actually face up. That's because you did the double lift, and it's really simple to learn the double lift. You just have to practice it maybe 5 times and you'll have it down pat. Now that I've taught you these simple card tricks, you will have hours and hours of enjoyment and be able to impress your friends super easily. Never again will you get bored. If you have cards in your hand, you just can always do something with them, and you'll be a true magician and be able to just blow the minds of anybody who walks up to you. I hope that you've learned how to do these card tricks that I've taught you today, and you'll have tons of fun with them. They're two of my favorite card tricks. And just remember, if you're ever doing card tricks, in order to be a true magician, you always have to say abracadabra.